Today, we're diving into an epic story. We've got a legendary hero, a kingdom in total chaos, and a problem so huge, the entire world was on the line. So what would you do if the Earth just ran away? Sounds pretty crazy, right? But believe it or not, that's the exact problem our hero is up against. And this isn't just some wild fantasy story. It's a really powerful myth that gets to the heart of what happens when leadership goes really, really wrong and what it takes to make things right again.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story kicks off in a pretty dark time, all thanks to a king named Vena. His rule basically threw the entire world into a massive crisis, which, as you can probably guess, is the perfect setup for a hero to show up.
So, what's really the difference between a good ruler and a bad one? Well, it's pretty simple. A good leader knows their job is to serve something bigger than themselves, God and the people. But a bad ruler? Nah, they're only serving their own massive ego. And trust me, King Vena's ego was absolutely huge. He literally declared, "I am the only God. No one should worship Lord Vishnu." Can you imagine? That right there shows you just how far off the rails he'd gone. He thought his power made him the top dog, above everyone and everything. So the wise sages in the kingdom, they tried to talk some sense into him, but Vena just wasn't having it. He refused to listen. So they were left with no choice. They had to use their incredible spiritual power to end his evil rule. And just like that, the world was free from his tyranny. But now there's a new problem, a big one. The kingdom has no leader, and chaos is about to break loose. And this is our first big takeaway from the story. It's a super important one. Power without goodness just destroys itself. It always does. King Vena's whole story is like the perfect textbook example of this ancient truth. So, the kingdom is in chaos. How do they fix this mess? Well, out of the wreckage left by King Vena, the sages come up with something truly miraculous. They bring forth a hero who was literally born to save the world. And how this new king comes into being is just wow, it's incredible. The sages, using these powerful sacred chants, actually churn the body of the fallen king, and from it, this amazing, shining new ruler appears. His name? Pṛthu Maharaja, the great king. And let me tell you, Pṛthu was not your average guy. From the moment he appeared, you could tell he was a hero. He was super powerful, incredibly beautiful, and get this, he was actually considered an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. He was even born holding a bow and arrow, basically showing everyone, hey, I'm here and I'm ready to protect righteousness. And his very first words just prove what kind of king he was going to be. He said, "I will protect everyone like my own children." Talk about a total 180 from the selfish King Vena, right? From day one, Pṛthu made it clear his people came first. Okay, so we have our hero king, but his problems are just getting started. The damage from Vena's rule was really deep, and Pṛthu was about to walk straight into a crisis that could wipe out everyone in his kingdom. What was the problem? The world was starving. The land was totally dry and barren. No food was growing anywhere. All those years of terrible, selfish rule, well, now everyone was paying the price. So why was this happening? Well, the story gives us this amazing mythological reason. Mother Earth herself, in the form of a cow, had basically packed her bags and left. She was so afraid of being hurt again by another cruel king that she took all the food, all the grains, all the seeds, and just ran away. And the new king, seeing his people starving, he gave chase. He grabbed his divine bow and he went after her. He was absolutely determined to fix this. And right here, the story is telling us something so important. It's that nature isn't just there. It reacts to what we do. When humans act badly with cruelty and greed, the natural world pulls back. It's a powerful idea. All right, so this is it. The big confrontation. King Pṛthu has caught up to Mother Earth, and he's got his bow ready to shoot. But what he does next, this is what makes him a true hero. Think about it. He could have used force, right? He could have threatened her, but he doesn't. Instead, he lowers his bow. He speaks to her kindly, not like a king giving orders, but like a son. He says, "I am your son. My duty is to protect everyone." And that moment is the core lesson here, isn't it? Real strength isn't about being aggressive or angry. That stuff just makes problems worse. True strength is about wisdom, about compassion. That's how you actually solve things. She was so moved by his words that she agreed to help. So they came up with a plan together. First, Pṛthu would level the land, making it nice and even for planting. Second, he'd get the rivers flowing again. And third, once that was all done, his people could milk the earth for all the food they needed. Grains, fruits, veggies, you name it. So, King Pṛthu saves the world. Awesome! But the story isn't over. The last part is all about what made him more than just a successful king, what made him a truly great one.
Because he was such a selfless leader, because his devotion never wavered, he got the ultimate reward. Lord Vishnu himself appeared to him, and he didn't praise him for his power or his money. He praised him for his devotion, saying, "You ruled like a perfect devotee." Pṛthu understood he wasn't the master, he was a servant.
So, what are the big lessons we can pull from his life? Well, there are a few huge ones. First, being obedient to God and following the right path. Second, taking responsibility for everyone and everything, people and nature. Third, having humility, knowing that power shouldn't make you proud. And finally, devotion, that serving God is the real goal. And you know what? He practiced what he preached right up to the very end. After many, many good years as king, he didn't try to hang on to power. He gave the kingdom to his son, walked away from the throne, and went off to the forest to live a simple life of peace and devotion. Which kind of brings us to our final big question. The story of King Pṛthu, it's more than just an adventure about saving the world from a famine. It's a timeless look at power, responsibility, and what it means to be good. It really makes you think, what does it truly mean to be a great leader? Is it about how much you conquer or how much you own? Or is it about your compassion, your wisdom, and how you serve others? It's something to think about for sure.